will be creating multiple parts this time, and we'll be creating this little toy puzzle that kids would play with where the little blocks go into the little holes. Let's see. So, the first part we want to do is create the blue part. The base of the toy is 4 inches tall and 20 inches wide on both sides. So there's a few ways we could do this. I'll just go with the way I find most natural to me. I'll just create the cuboid, or the rectangular prism. There we go. And what did we say? 20 inches wide. 20 by 20. Extrude 4. And then we get the base of the puzzle, but there are these holes in here. Each hole is a regular polygon with a side length of 3 inches. The center hole is, I didn't write how deep it was, so I'll do that now. It's 3 inches and, let's see, 2 inches deep. Okay. There we go. Now, we can just do a sketch remove by making another sketch and then drawing out the holes and then removing those 2 inches down. So we have a triangle, and I'm going to use, for the square, I can just do the rectangle tool over here. And before we add any dimensions, I'll just create the other sides. Here we have this polygon tool, and then we can select how many sides we want. And then pentagon and hexagon. And if we made a mistake, I could just go into the number of sides and change it to like 17. But we don't want that. Now, there are no dimensions, so right now this is a mess. Side length, each hole is a regular polygon with side length of 3 inches. So, since this is a regular triangle, it made all the other sides of this triangle 3 inches. So I don't need to add dimensions to the other sides. But all these other shapes have to have sides of 3 inches. Now I could add a dimension to each one of these, but the shortcut is to just click a side of each one with one of the sides of the triangle and constrain them so they are equal in length. Or you could hit the key E, and that will do it for you. Oh, I forgot. I used the rectangle tool for this, so I'll have to make it equal on the other side too. And now they all are the correct size, but they are not in the correct position. The center of each hole is 5 inches from the 2 nearest sides. So I click the center of the shape, and 5 inches, and 5 inches, and then I can just do that quickly for the other shapes. Now, I could have drawn lines before and dimensioned them so that they were 5 inches and then drawn the shapes. That probably would have been a little quicker, but I didn't think of that until this point. Okay. Now, we want to click these sections and do extrude remove so we get a hole. And we said 2 inches deep. And, we have our holes. Oh, but I forgot one thing. The pentagonal hole is angled 20 degrees from the base of the toy. That's no problem. We can just create this dimension and make sure this is... Oh, now you see it's not letting us do a dimension here. And because it thinks this is a flat side and it wants to put a length here. So, we'd have to do it on an angled side. Oops, let me get rid of that. And you'll notice the shape is black, so it's not letting us change anything. So if I type in like 50 here or whatever, it's going to turn red and be like, you've done something incorrectly. You've over-defined the sketch. So when we made the pentagon, we accidentally made the base of the pentagon horizontal to the edge of the base, I believe. So it's not letting me move that. So you can see it's red, and you can see all the constraints that are overlapping. We go to this bottom side. Or let's see. What do we have? If I click the bottom side, tangent to here, we need to get rid of one of these constraints. Let's get rid of the vertical one. Yay, and that makes it so it's no longer vertical. It was making sure that straight down to this point, that was vertical. That was the constraint that was messing us up. We can get rid of this now that we've got it angled, right? And now we can actually set the angle. In this case, it will be -20, so we can rotate it this way. And we don't even have to re-extrude. It does it for us, because the extrude was based on the dimensions we set up. And changing the dimensions beforehand automatically updates. Now, we have to make the blocks. Each block is a different part. So there's a few things we could do. We could, let's see, how tall is each block? Each block is 5 inches tall and 1/4 inch thinner than the hole on the sides. Now we could do a new sketch on the base of these holes, since they're all the same height, and extrude up. Or we could do a sketch up here, and then extrude in 2 directions to get the thing. I'm going to do the first one. Just click the bottom plane. And we can use our offset tool and offset these sides so they are, what did we say? 1/4 inch thinner. Oh, that was already right. Whoops, I made it worse. What are you doing, Casey? 1/4. It was already right. I didn't need to change it. And here it's letting us just click the sides naturally. Sometimes it won't let you do that, and in that case, you'll have to use the Use tool, which will bring those sides up to the sketch plane you're drawing on. Now, you'll notice here, I could click either the actual side of the polygon in the hole, or I could click the upper version. And in this case, it won't matter, because we're drawing on the lower plane. And if I click the upper one, it's just going to bring it right down to the lower plane. So it doesn't matter. This is 0.25 out. Hit enter. And I can always change these offset sides if I want by changing the dimension. And why is this one taking a while? Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to click each part and extrude. And the natural is extrude add, so I would just add these parts to the whole shape. But I don't want to do that. I want each block to be a separate part. So I go to New, and because these parts are not touching, each one of them will be a new, different part. And we said 5 inches tall. So make that 5 inches. And then, yay, we have our 5 parts. But these are kind of bland colors. So I can click on this and do Edit Appearance for part 2. And just change the color. Let's do it like it was in the image. And select a different color for each one of these. And I think these were the same colors. Yes, that looks right. And that is our block toy. Yay!